It's the dead of winter, and my family's coming home hungry, and I'm going to surprise them with an exciting change of pace. We're having Asian tonight, and I'm going to make my recipe for Chinese chicken chow mein. Did you know that in Chinese, mein is the word for noodle, and chow mein simply means stir-fried noodles? So let's get started. I've sliced my 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast as absolutely as thin as I can. I've got a 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce to this. I'm going to whisk it together. Isn't this easy? Oh goodness, you're going to love this recipe. This is just so easy. Just whisk it until it turns uniform in color. There we go. Looking good so far. Nice easy trick. I pull out the Ziploc bag. I'm not really a big proponent of sticking my hands in the chicken goo if I don't have to. So I'm just going to slide this right into the bag. Easy enough so far. Add my marinade. Zip the bag closed. And then all you do is push it around for a few minutes. Lovely. And we're going to set this aside for 15 minutes while we just mix together our sauce. We're going to put 6 tablespoons of our dark soy sauce, which is what we marinated our chicken in. So that's 2. 6 ingredients, less than a minute to mix together. Doesn't get any easier than this. I think I just dripped. Oh well, that happens. We've got 8 tablespoons of hoisin, which is kind of a sweet and salty, lovely flavor. The thing about hoisin is it's a little thick, so you have to be a little bit patient with it getting out of the jar. It's 4. 6. This is a 2 tablespoon measure I'm using. Now we have some Chinese black vinegar, which is unique in Chinese cooking, and I think it's kind of a underused ingredient. It adds a really fantastic, it's kind of like the Chinese version of balsamic vinegar, I think. And then we're going to use our rice vinegar, real common, 2 tablespoons. I'm sure this comes out shaky. I'm sure you've used rice vinegar in salads before. We have rice wine, 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. And last but not least, 3 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to stir that all together. We're going to move it to the stove, where it's going to simmer for about 1 minute. Sauce is on the stove. I've brought it to a rapid simmer over high heat. I'm going to lower the heat just a little bit to lower the temperature, and I'm going to stir in a mixture of 2 tablespoons of water and 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch. And this is going to simmer for 30 seconds to a minute. It's going to thicken up. There we go. 30 seconds, almost done. It's time to start the stir fry. And I put 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and 2 tablespoons of sesame oil in a wide-bottom skillet. You really don't need a fancy stir-fry pan to make a fantastic stir-fry. So now I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic and 4 tablespoons of ginger. Now you can add more or less of any of these 2 ingredients anytime you want. And we are going to quickly, and I mean quickly, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, stir them around in this pan until they get really fragrant. And the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to add all of that marinated chicken, the whole bag full. Once again, isn't this great, these Ziploc bags? Look at this. I don't have to touch any of this. I call it chicken goo. I don't know if that's a proper word, but to me, it's chicken goo. All right, now we're going to simmer our chicken. We're not simmering, we're sauteing, we're stir-frying until it gets white and just about cooked through. And this is going to take about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how you regulate the heat on your stove. Our chicken's almost cooked. You can see how it's beautiful, it's turned white. Time to start adding our vegetables. And I've got I call it 4 ounces. It's actually about 1.5 cups of really thinly sliced scallions. And I have 2 really large bell peppers, red bell peppers. But you'll notice they're julienned, real thin. And the other thing about bell peppers, when you do julienne them or you slice them, you want to make sure you cut out all of the white center, all of the pith of it, because that tends to get bitter. And it's all that red that's the sweet part of the red bell pepper. So we're going to stir these wonderful vegetables in. And for a second time, we're going to let it cook for 3 to 5 minutes. Our vegetables are cooked. They're still slightly crunchy in the center. 3 minutes was really all that took this time around. Now, if you like yours a little spicy, like my family likes their stir fry, I'm adding a little thing called chili garlic sauce. And my family, I can tell you right now, likes 2 nice big tablespoons of that stirred into the stir fry. So now we're down to just cooking the noodles. I just took my fresh Chinese egg noodles, which come vacuum packed in a package, right out of the microwave for 30 seconds. Now the thing about Chinese egg noodles is they're incredibly long. So what I like to do is I just like to snip through them. I just cut them in half with some kitchen shears before I add them to my chow mein. That way everybody's not getting big giant strands of them. So the next thing we're going to do is we are just going to toss. I'm going to get my fork here. Now we still haven't turned our heat back on yet, because what we want to do is we want to get all of our noodles coated in this wonderful meat mixture. The first thing we want to do, noodles and vegetables, beautiful stir fry. And now it's time to add our sauce. And you're probably not going to need all of the sauce that we made. You're just going to spoon it in until you get it to your liking. I usually add about half. And look at that. If that is not a beautiful, thick, shiny, wonderful sauce. You just toss this like you would a salad in a big bowl. And it's steaming hot and wonderful. And I'm here to tell you, dinner is served. 30 minutes or less, and this fantastic meal is on the table. I toasted some peanuts, just about 15 minutes in the oven, wonderful garnish. And some minced cilantro. Oh, your family is going to love you tonight. Crunchy, steamy, vegetables, chicken, noodles. It doesn't get any better than that. Everybody's going to serve up their own little portion. Let's give this a try. I can't wait to dig into this. Oh. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the middle of winter dinner. Check out the recipe on my website.